Good morning from Hilo. It is a lovely 71 degrees, windy, not particularly humid. We are going to go on a nice run to the breakwater, which is going to be our first since the marathon. All of us ran some amount during that marathon, and it's my legs are still feeling it. But yeah, so we're going to go run to the breakwater, and then today we're visiting Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. Gonna try not to fall into the lava pit. Here we are. Hit it to the ocean. There's the breakwater protecting Hilo Bay. All this rock is just like pure pumice. How neat is that? I found some holes in the ground, some weird posts. And the port of Hilo. Looks like we got some rain coming in though, so might be a good idea to turn back. These rocks are crazy slippery, so you have to be real careful not to land on an angle. You'll go plummeting down into one of those holes. Alright, on our way back, gonna head over to maybe hit the gym a little bit. At 8:30, grab a coffee and roll out to the national park. And welcome to the wet and rainy Volcanoes National Park. Hazardous to our health. Let's get closer. Lehua flowers on the ohia bush. That is an incredible looking flower, right? I don't know if those are petals or just like the straight stamen.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
So beautiful.
Isn't it funky looking with the, it's like all little stamens or something. I don't see any petals or sepals or anything. I don't know how well the camera picks it up, but look at all that steam coming out of the sulfur vent. Yeah, the ferns evidently don't like growing in the sulfur steam zone. Here's a hole from 2000 where a guy stepped through the crust and burnt the hell out of his leg.
Mike wants to try that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it over there. I gotta leave my mark at one of these things.
Your way to be famous. You know?
Exactly, I gotta look like this guy. Little fern getting ready to unroll. And here we have a steam vent. Look at that coming out of there. Yep. All around you can see them. So this is all that water dripping down into deep cracks, hitting hot volcanic rock, and then coming back out as steam. Now those coins, I'm guessing, are people paying the volcano so they can see the lava. And here we are on the summit of Mount Kilauea. There's the caldera. Look at it. Black mud, rock, steam, and off in the distance, that is the Halema'uma'u crater, which is where the lava actually comes up once in a while. We're going to be back later tonight to see if we can find some of that lava. It's also said to be the home of Pele, the Hawaiian volcano goddess. Yeah, apparently a couple weeks ago you could see lava even during the day, but now it's a little bit less active. Maybe we'll get lucky. This is the steaming bluff. Just random rocks kind of letting off steam. here it is from the other side. Really can't see any lava, unfortunately. Maybe next time. Maybe later tonight. We'll see. There's Mauna Kea off in the distance. And now we're heading down this rainforest trail towards the lava tube. Welcome to the lava tube. Lava tubes are formed because lava flows as a large single gob, basically, and the outer surface of it cools into rock. Now, after that's happened, oftentimes the volcano ceases to erupt, and that'll cause the internal bit to flow out and leave a big hole where it was. So this, once upon a time, was a lava flow. Here's the devastation zone. In 1959, that erupted and just cast all of this pyroclastic rock all over this area. Little plants can grow here, but for now it's still pretty hostile. People for scale. There's still a little steam coming up from the bottom.
Lots of lava flows in the 1970s.
This is the Pauahi crater. This looks an awful lot like the Barringer crater, and so now I get why they thought originally that that was a volcanic thing. Interesting. The Mauna Ulu eruption. I think this is the start of the fissure for which the fissure trail is named. So that rock looks completely shredded, and this one is melted. Wow. So if you're ever in the park, I highly recommend the Mauna Ulu eruption trail, because the fissure is really interesting, just sort of seeing all the melted rocks. Plus, it's a bit of an adult playground. Wow, how cool is that? Out here in this bleak, destroyed wasteland, this thing is having the time of its life. I don't think I've ever seen a healthier plant. I love it. We found a lava tree. This is what happens when a tree gets gunked in lava during an eruption, and then the tree eventually burns out, but its imprint remains in the lava. You can see the hollowness where the tree trunk used to be. This is a big old tube that either was a trunk or a branch or a lava tube, who knows. But yep, they're just kind of standing here out in the middle of this abyss. Weird sentinels to all the stuff that got destroyed. So this is the Mulawai Apele overlook. It is really windy. This is all the lava flow from that Ulu eruption that we saw earlier, as it finally made its way down to the sea. And you can see forever. Welcome to the Puuloa petroglyphs, which is one of the windiest places I've ever been in my life. So these were carved by ancestral Hawaiians who arrived some 1,500 years ago, and they started carving into this lava flow maybe I don't know, 700 to 800 years ago, and so these petroglyphs were designed primarily to ensure the long lives of children that were born here. They would bury the umbilical cords, and if when they returned the umbilical cords were gone, that meant that the child would have a nice long life. So a lot of these will have multiple dots around them, and those are for each child that that a carver or a carver's, you know, wife had. Lots of kids here.
We think it's a dancer, and the different lines for the arms and the legs kind of indicate. I think this is like a birthday petroglyph for the hill of long life. Mother giving birth, and then all the dots down here. One interpretation, this isn't all her children.
Look at how many people were here.
Using crayons.
So we made it to the end of the chain of craters road. And man, that was a long drive. We went from the top of Mauna Loa all the way to the sea. And I'm crazy thirsty, and we still have a lot of walking left to do. And there's the Hawaii Sea Arch, a little bit obscured by the glare of the sun. Still very beautiful nonetheless. Back up we go. Fast forward a couple hours, it's now evening. I have returned to the summit of Kilauea, where we're going to try and see some lava. Well, we can't really see any lava, but we do get this gorgeous sunset. Of course, there is some nasty rain rolling in over there, so I don't think we're going to stick around very long. Alright, we just came back from Volcanoes National. My face is very badly sunburned. But on the plus side, we got to experience the entirety of Hawaii's weather in one day. We had nearly freezing rain, we had sun, we had this weird mist that would blow everywhere and get everything all wet. It was warm, it was cold, it was light, it was dark. It was really something else. We didn't get to see any lava, but a lot of the other things we saw were really interesting. I had a great time driving down that funky, windy road. We have this enormous truck that we've rented so we can go up Mauna Kea later, but it's been weird figuring out how to drive it after driving the EV for so long. But yeah, tomorrow's going to be a pretty chill day, just so that we can recover from this one. We hiked over 13 miles of rough terrain, but I would definitely do it again. If you're thinking about visiting Hawaii, definitely go to Volcanoes. It's worth it. That said, that's day one. We've got a lot more days ahead of us. So until then, good night.